Hello, my name is Miranda H.P.
And I'm Connor Calloway.
And we are the Bountiful Bards.
Please join us in our first ever recorded D&D campaign,
The Fountains of Cathaidra.
As the term at the Solarium progresses, so too does the changing of the season. A little over a month of time has passed since the incident out in the waste, and the boringness of normality has once more settled on this portion of the civilized road. That is, of course, not the only thing that is settled. The season Hearthen has begun, and for the last 4 weeks, a blanket of white snow has decorated the land and city. Now, this weather is less impactful than any experience at Miro, but the response of the people is the same. Doors are closed tight and fires are roaring. Homes are alight and furs are adorned. Everyone is preparing for the festivities at the end of the month. It is currently the 7th of Tendrin. Leah, all the bumps and scrapes have long since healed. The sessions for the evening have ended, and you are on your way to the half-filled pail to meet with your brother for dinner and possibly perform, if you so wished.
Sure.
As you make your way along the street, you pass guards changing shifts, workers heading to their homes, and the occasional cleric trying not to trip over their robes. On almost every face seems to be an expression of cheer, which you expect to be the foreshadowing of the celebration Last Light, scheduled for the last day of the month, the 4th/8th. Entering the Cadia district, you move through the trade shops and closed markets until you finally reach the Pale. Inside, you find a large room warm with cheer and music. One of the musicians in your newly found guild is performing a drinking song on stage, and the students and workers here are pounding their cups in tune. At the bar, you see the owner, Barkus, filling drinks and conducting his workers with a sausage-sized finger. That's prominent among dwarfs.
You like sausages.
I really do. Your brother waits for you there, talking with the other individuals. What do?
I walk up and greet Jimothy, naturally.
Leah!
Hello, Jimothy. What brings you to my stomping grounds?
We're meeting here for dinner.
I know, I was just being sassy.
I've been here just as long as you have. This is our stomping grounds. We stomp together.
Do we, though?
I have my own beat, and maybe my beat's off tune, but that doesn't mean that... Okay, whatever.
You hungry?
I am hungry. What are we eating?
Whatever the special is.
Okay. Barkus. Aye. Special. What's special? Food. Food's not special. What do you have tonight that you're cooking? Food. What kind? The special kind. Jimothy runs his hands over his face as Barkus begins to laugh at his own joke. He goes, I got beef stew in the back. I'll get you a bowl each.
Thank you, Bark.
You gonna be performing tonight, Leah?
Maybe we'll see how the vibe goes.
It's a good vibe. I've put a lot of investment out there in it.
And it's paid for itself, you know.
Yes.
I gesture to the packed room.
Yes, the return on investment that I have is very good when it comes to the drinks that flow in the room. All right, anyways, I'll send someone back to get you to the stew. Have a seat. Go grab your table, whatever you want to do.
Yep, grab his table. I would imagine Leah's music stuff has bolstered his patrons.
Yeah, no, you're making his place the place where all the bards are coming, not the bards, all the musicians are coming to, coming down from Miro. Miro has the chief of all of that, and the fact that they get jobs on the civilized road, of course they'd want to stop here. Etchings has been kind of it's a place of academics, so for most people it's boring. Of course, you and I are academics, we don't find it boring, but we know how people can react to that. Hey, you want to go study in a library for 6 hours for fun? And people are like, no, what are you talking about?
Well, because I figured even students need to blow off steam, and creating a way that maybe some students who went there for accounting found out that they're actually super good at the flute, gives people a chance to have fun.
Oh, yeah. So he brings over your 2 wooden bowls filled brimming with stew.
Bread.
Fresh, well-cooked stew with carrots and celeries and potatoes. both piping hot. You can smell the seasonings come off of it. Any bit of sniffles that you have is washed away before even the first spoonful. The bread is crisp, golden, warm, cut in half, and there's also a wedge of cheese as well. And he's also provided some hot cider for you both also. That is just the right level of spice and sweetness. Excuse me, I love describing food.
We don't have potatoes or carrots, Connor, or beef chunks, just so you know.
Do you want to stay at the bar, or do you want to go find a table? What do you want to do?
No, we're at a table.
Okay, you go find, let's just say your usual table somewhere in the back, kind of on the raised platform. And as you're going through it, Jimothy goes, anything new up at the solarium?
Not really. I mean, I've kept my head down as best I could. I've attended to my studies. I have tried not to piss off Prime Regis Lithu any more than I can help.
Oh.
Though he doesn't like my existence, which that's not my fault.
Are you still taking his classes?
Oh, class. Let me hang on. What classes am I taking? I'm taking history and literature with Korb, math and science with Leaflin, psychology with Lithu, and archives with Thiel. So yeah, I have my psychology stuff with him, and I'm sure he tries to make really pointed statements at me, but I just let them roll over. It's fine. I think he's getting bored of it, to be honest, because he's realized I am super, super dull.
You're anything but dull, sis.
Yeah, but I can pretend.
Look, anyways, enough about you. Look, I think I'm about to hit the breakthrough and have my fourth experience as he does his fingers like this. I just wanted to let you know that.
What's her name?
No.
His name?
No, neither.
Is this the Tony thing again?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
I know. It's okay, Jimothy. For the record, I liked Tony. I'm sorry that it went that way.
He made such good bread. Look.
Yeah.
Anyways, about to make a breakthrough. And there's also been some interesting stuff going on outside of Etchings, apparently.
Oh, really? Like what?
I was talking to the individual up there. It's just somebody who works with the guards, takes them their uniforms, works at a local washery, and says that a town about 15 miles outside of Etchings, northwest of here, called Hill End. You ever think it's crazy how they name towns? Like ours is Dewdrop. So.
Anyway.
And they're at the end of the hill, so they're Hill End. It's just crazy how people name things. Do what?
Anyway.
I was reading a book on anthropology.
Yes, okay.
So they said that it was pillaged and attacked by the corner folk.
Oh, wow.
They came and raided all their stocks for voiding and just ran off in the night. They're hoping Etchings will send some resupplies from the city stores just to help them out. And they should be there in about a week or so. But still, could you imagine? Just having all of your stuff pillaged?
Yeah, a little bit.
People, I mean, it's kind of... I'm not, but some people around here are a little bit afraid because if they're willing to attack a town that close to the road, what's to stop them from attacking Etchings if they're that desperate? What's pushing them out of the corners of the map to come bother us civilized folk?
Well, I have many questions to that, but I suppose one might be, I wonder if the raids on the corner folks have got worse over the last few seasons that we haven't known about, because I don't really know why they would come in otherwise. Because they to be fair, and I kind of look around before saying this, they have never attacked without cause.
That we know of. Not everything gets reported.
Oh,
the church doesn't tell us anything.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Except for the beautiful graces of the Creator.
All hail.
Praise be to the angel.
All hail.
All hail. Anyways, nobody's paying attention to y'all.
Play like a half-hearted, nah, on my lute.
Well, anyways, we just need to be careful, is all.
No, I agree. I actually want to meet some one day and just ask them some questions.
You'd have to go off the map for that.
Yeah, I know.
All right, and he gets back to his stew. Both you eat the same way. You don't think you do, but you do. The outsider's about to see you forking it in your mouth. Kind of like how you and I eat.
Yeah. Except yours goes everywhere, much to Eski's delight.
Yeah. No, let's not talk about how terrible my eating habits are.
Well, Eski's very happy about it.
I know. Those at home, my dog likes to sit very much up under me because whenever I do drop something, she's immediately there to get it. She doesn't beg. She's just doing her job. No begging in the house. When you get done with your meals, Jimothy goes, a song?
I suppose I could.
He's finishing up there if you want to go and play.
Okay.
All right. So, if you wanted to, you can go up there and play. Do you want to roll a performance check to see how well you do?
I can. I have to go get my song book.
You don't have to actually sing.
Oh, okay. I was like, because I have the one that I wrote, but I don't.
You can eventually.
I don't have it memorized.
Yeah, we'll set up to where you can eventually sing that and get even some music playing. But until then, yeah, you can just go up there and do some performance checks.
Do I get an advantage because it's my home turf?
No, just the DC is going to be better.
Okay. Performance. 15.
15. What's the first song you play? People are used to you playing a round of 3. So what's the first one you start with?
Well, everybody's kind of vibing, getting ready for the Last Light Festival. So maybe I'll sing like a song about preparing for it or like the anticipation about it.
Okay.
Like their version of Santa Claus is coming to town.
I love it. Okay. Now, your second song, what are you going to play? As you roll another performance check for me.
14.
14. The experience is about the same. The crowd seems to be a bit teetered off amongst themselves. It seems the attacks of the corner folk may be stirring up a little bit of fear and such. You got some people's attention. What kind of song was it? Was it a slower song? Was it still?
It was like a more melancholy, kind of like a yearning song.
So what are you going to play for your last song? This is so you can continue to build the guild up and people know that they come here for the prime music.
My To the Corner drinking song.
To the Corner
that
drinking?
I wrote.
Okay.
You know, the one where it's like, he went to the corners and now he can't hold his ale and he's super sad, can't get laid and stuff. Like, just silly drinking song because it's one that you can change with the vibe of the house.
Okay.
15.
15 again. You're able to reclaim a lot of people's attention. A lot of people definitely are paying attention for the most part because you bring up the corner folk in your song. But the way you're providing the song, and I've heard the lyrics to it already, even how I can describe it to people listening, is it puts the people in the corners in a better light than some people usually would.
It's kind of like almost like a boogeyman kind of song. It's like, oh, why is everything going wrong in his life? Oh, he went to the corners. Like,
oh, never mind. That's exactly opposite to what I thought. My bad.
Well, that's why I was singing it because it's that kind of
okay.
silly vibe that people are like, yeah, screw them kind of thing. Like,
okay. Not a problem at all. Well, there you go. That was 3 beautiful rolls. You were able to definitely get about, I would say, 10 alms in tips.
Okay.
Which is the equivalent of silver, I believe. Notes. Is it alms or notes?
You made this up.
I did make this up. I have so much going on.
Anyway. So.
No, not anyways. I need to know the coinage.
Oy vey.
You know how many homebrews I have to keep up with?
Yes. You know whose fault that is?
I mean, yes, it's my fault, but I can't help it. Notes. Alms are copper pieces, so you have notes. And gilns are gold pieces. Now we know.
Okay.
Everybody claps. More drinks are being poured.
I also did that to kind of hand off to the next performer so that they can at least have, they come in on a high note kind of thing.
Now what do you do?
Well, it depends. What did Jim with you? Like, were we just meeting here just to kind of eat and chat? Or...
Yeah, hang out.
So, I mean, if he's ready to go home, we can start walking home.
Okay. Jimothy goes, I mean, if we can hang out a little bit longer, I want to see who's going to play next. I mean,
sure.
Everybody knows nobody can follow up your performance. I mean, your name's going to be just as popular as Dad's before we're done here. But, oh, yeah, Sam's getting up there.
All
you
right.
You see Sam walking up, and he's bringing...
Bagpipes.
Not bagpipes. I was thinking immediately like a huge jug to blow into, but I wasn't going to do it to him. Brings up a flute.
Okay.
Sam is a shepherd who knows a few ditties from, making some sheep dance, and he figured since he can make sheep dance, he could probably make some humans too.
Probably.
And he's right, actually. As he begins to play a couple of tunes, tables begin to move back a little bit as some of the individuals start getting up and dancing in the middle. As you're sitting there enjoying probably another cup of cider or whatever, all of a sudden, a shadow looms over you.
From which direction?
From your left. And over Jimothy, too.
I turn and look at the thing that created the shadow, which I'm assuming is a humanoid.
It is. It's a woman.
Ah.
A human woman, slightly taller than you, maybe a few years older. She has stepped up to you and is standing very confident in her stature. She has dark crimson red hair that kind of, hangs down to in loose waves to her shoulders and shadowing a pair of bright green eyes.
Oh boy, redheads.
Despite the brown fur cloaked clasped across her chest with a fine braided rope, you can tell by her size she hides a bit of strong physique underneath. And she walks up and goes, "That was a nice song you played."
Thank you.
Where'd you hear it?
I wrote it.
What inspired you to write that?
Can I make an insight check to see if she's being, genuine? I liked that, or, interesting song of my people.
Yeah, roll an insight check.
Because I just don't know, I'm getting a vibe off her. 15. Man, I'm rolling a lot of 15s today.
15. 15s are better than 5s.
Yeah.
She's intimidating.
Uh-huh.
Can't really put a finger on why. She's not giving off any intimidating. She's standing up beside you, but she's not over you. She's not grimacing. She has a bit of a light smile on her face, but what you notice in particular is that her eyes are very intense on you. Not in any negative manner, really. A little bit of humor, maybe.
I wrote it because I thought people would like it and it would be popular. Sometimes leaning into people's fears or insecurities is a good way to write a good drinking song, because most people drink like that when they're feeling afraid or insecure.
Can I buy you a drink?
Yes.
Are you two together?
That's my brother. Go away, Jimothy. Kick him under the table.
She's like, what the hell? And he gets up and scoots away. She goes, "I'll be right."
Look, a hot redhead who's super swole just offered to buy me a drink. Go away.
She sits down, puts her cloak to the side, and for sure, underneath she's wearing a brownish tunic, thick clothing so that it keeps her warm because it's definitely during the colder season. Calls over one of the serving individuals and definitely orders y'all another round of drinks.
Leah. I'm Leah, by the way.
I'm Shala. Where are you from, Leah?
Where am I from? Miro? I'm not from Miro, am I?
You're from the outskirts of Miro. It's easier to say that than it's
Miro,
like me
okay.
saying, "Connor, where are you from?" And I say, the city I'm closest to instead of the rinky-dink town that has one stoplight and 2 caution lights.
Shala?
Shala. Shala.
Okay. Well, I put 2 L's, but okay. Shala. All right. Meh. I'm from Miro.
Miro. You can see the mountains from Miro.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It is.
And a beautiful lake.
Yes, very.
Etchings is beautiful too, with all its symmetry.
I suppose.
Where else have you been?
Well, I traveled from Miro to here, and I went out a little bit. I haven't gone as far as I want to.
You got some dust on your clothes, but not a lot.
No, not as much as I wish to have. That is for sure.
Where did you learn to play?
My dad.
You play beautifully.
Well, thank you. I'm sure he'd be pleased to hear that.
I'm sure he would too. Don't have much music where I'm from.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from the other side.
The other side of what?
The other side of the map.
Oh. I see. How serendipitous.
Mm-hmm. Went through Marrow and came back down to Etchings.
So what brings you here?
I wanted to see the cities. So I traveled to see them. Then hopping from one wagon to the next. Got here before the snow started to fall.
So by that, I'm assuming you mean she's a corner folk? You said the other side of the map.
Mm-mm.
No? I don't know what that means then.
The other side of the map is the other side of the road, essentially. It's a phrase that, my apologies, you wouldn't know that. I should say better than that.
Leah sure as hell would. I don't, which is why I went with it.
Yeah, no, you're doing fine. You're doing more than fine.
No idea what you're
You want to be absolutely honest with you?
Yeah.
I forgot the name of one of the cities on the other side of the map, so that's my fault too.
Okay.
It happens. We can't all be perfect in remembering our lore. So, just to reiterate, she would say that she was from the city of Unbrecken, which is basically the opposite side of the map from Etchings. So why are you here in Etchings?
To go to school, actually.
You're a scholar.
Well, I
and she just kind of puts her elbow on the table and rests her hand on her, like on in her hand, rests her face in her hand and just kind of looks over at you.
Is she trying to hit on me?
Insight check.
Just being sexy.
Roll an insight check.
Oh, that's really good. 21.
21. The vibe is there.
Oh, yeah.
You feel like the vibe is definitely there. And she's just definitely very intent on you.
Well, I pretend at being a scholar.
What do you study?
As much as I can get my hands on. History, mostly. I'm very interested in history.
History. You like telling stories?
I do, yes.
Do you make any of your own stories?
Frequently.
Like what?
Tales of the world that is, the world that was, the world that might be.
She leans back in her chair, puts her arm over the back. That might be.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Well, I think we all want the world to be better.
Some would hope. Gust of cold air graces your table. She looks over, and so do you, and you see two guards that come walking in. And she kind of looks over and kind of squints at them. Guards?
Yes.
Okay. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Are they looking for you?
I don't know what they're looking for.
Here's my address. Slide it over the table.
I can find you here?
Yeah.
You overhear one of the guards. Give me a perception check.
Nat 1.
And that one? Okay, you have no idea what's going on.
I'm too fixated on redhead with green eyes.
She goes, yeah, I think I have to go. And she reaches over and she puts her hand on top of yours and she goes, it was a pleasure meeting you. Hope to see you soon.
Likewise.
And then you hear, there she is! And she reaches over, grabs the side of the table, and you see her arm flex a little bit as she smiles at you, and then throws the table one-handed from in between you at the guards, and then winks at you and then takes off. Busts through the door, and they both turn and chase after her. After they catch the table.
Yeah, because Barker's like, don't you let that hit the floor!
What do you do?
Well, I'm going to stick my head out and see what's going on.
You stick your head out onto what's known as Clink Street. K-L-I-N-K. Like the noise, because there's craftsmen on here. Because right next to
Clink.
Yes,
Clink.
because right next to the inn is a blacksmith and a carpentry place. And just, they all are on the same road, so they can help each other if they need a big project.
Sure.
You see Shala go out and take an immediate left and start sprinting. And she is fast as she is making her way one alley, then the next, and then turning right, and both the guards are running after her, and one of them's blowing a whistle.
I'm going to wrap my cape around myself and follow.
Okay. What color are you making the cape?
Just the sort of, modeled, because, you might not know because it doesn't snow here very much, but when it's, snowy and kind of gloomy, it's like a mottled bluish grayish.
Yeah, I got it.
It's just really difficult to
Right
see.
before you step out, you look back and you can see Jimothy has taken the table and is trying to ride it and helping Barkus calm everybody down because they don't know what just happened. So plenty of time for you to sneak out.
Yep. And I'll try to get eye contact with him, just nod at him and go.
He doesn't even notice that you're going.
Whatever.
Are you trying to be sneaky? Or are you trying to catch up? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to be unobtrusive so I can catch up.
Okay. So you're running after. You get to the alley that they turn on, and as you do so, you see that the guards are trying to clamber over a bunch of barrels that have seemed to be crashed in the street, and you see Shala take another right as if to backtrack the way she came.
So since I've been in the city for a while, and do I know a different way to go to meet up with her?
Yes, you do. So you see that she goes that way and turns. You think if you go back the way you did, you could definitely diagonal and catch up with her if that's what you want to do.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you do that. Take off back that way. What do you want to do? Are you gonna? What do you do when you try and reach her? If you try and do that.
Well, I just want to be ask her what she did. First of all, be like, hey, you need help with anything.
Okay, roll me an athletics check to see if you can catch up with her as she goes.
Okay. I'm not very athletic. That's an 11.
An 11. You see, as she turns back, you immediately pivot as well and head back the way you did to try and catch her. You know, somewhere in the distance in this direction, there's a plaza, little park that's probably vacant right now. As you try to intersect with her, you are just a few seconds too short as you see her cloak just flash by as you step into basically a side alley, and you look to the left and you see the two guards are once again trying to catch up. One of them still blowing his whistle. They don't see you yet, but they're probably like 2 or 3 buildings away running towards you in the dark.
I'm going to... Okay, prestidigitation can be noise too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she went to the right or the left?
So you walked into an alley. She's going right, and they're following her. But you just basically were able to step in between the two groups, her and the guards. It's giving you a moment if you wanted to do something to try and help slow them down some more or anything like that. Yeah. Take your time.
So it says it can be an odd odor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so is there anything in this alley? So you said I'm in between them. Like there's guards running.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
If you want to see what's in this alley.
Like, do they see me yet? Man, okay.
You're fine.
10 perception. Hang on. No, 9.
9. There's stacks of lumber that are staked in next to a building to your left. There's also a winch over it. There's nothing on the winch at the moment, but the tackle is definitely at the top. You can see that from where you are. It's 2-story buildings on either side. It's not holding anything. But
like if I were to release it, what would happen?
Oh, it would probably crash down into the wood, and it might scatter the wood a little bit.
Perfect. So can I use like... It says I can chill, warm, or flavor up to a cubic foot of non-living material. Can I make something warm enough that the...
Not with prestidigitation. You would probably need something that has more of an attack damage to it. You have your cloak. There is a hood that I'm sure you have up.
Oh yeah, can I vicious mockery a rope?
You can't vicious mockery inanimate objects. Good thinking though.
Well, because I don't want to do anything that like is visible.
Well, they haven't seen you yet. All they see is shadows, and they're running after the person in the distance.
Well,
you're like kind of in the shadow of the alley.
Okay, so like, well, is it attached to like the wall with a rope or something? Like, is there a way I can?
It's opposite of you. You can see it. They can't see you. There's a rope.
Oh, can I? Well, can I pull the rope, cut the rope, climb the rope? What kind of rope?
You could do that, or you could just patow if you wanted to as well. That's what I was setting up for you to do.
Well, I know, but I don't. I was scared of doing a firebolt because then they'd see it.
No, just do it.
Okay, I'll do a firebolt.
It's okay. They can't see you. So as you do that, roll me an attack roll with it.
And I'm gonna try really hard to think the firebolt is like bluish white instead of red. What's my to hit? +5, I think.
Look it up.
16.
Take your time.
No, 17.
There you go. Yes, no problem at all. And you just need a 10, just real quick. Just as you throw a little bit of fire, it shoots up, lances it, and cuts. You hear one of the guards yell, "Hey!" As the metal tackle comes down and hits the blocks of wood. And yes, it does scatter the wood out across them, kind of making this somewhat barricade that they have to climb over. It's definitely going to take them some time if you want to continue the chase yourself or just go back the way you came.
I'm going to continue the chase.
Okay. Roll me another athletics check.
Okay. Nat 20.
Ooh, so thanks to being a musician, a singer, you have great lung and breath control. And you need it now more than ever to catch this individual who is like the wind. You do catch her as you running. She goes to the left, and so do you as she's running into this plaza and goes straight to this stone fountain that's there. By the time you break in, you see she has reached over into the fountain and has pulled out this very large two-handed single-blade great axe that looks like it has been chiseled from stone. And just you hear shh as she pulls it out and turns very slowly to the way she had come, looking.
How about we not do that and let's go to my place instead?
She points the axe at you. Not the blade, but just the hilt, and she goes,
I feel like whatever you did, it would be made worse if we start slaughtering guards. So come on, let's go.
I wasn't going to slaughter them.
Okay, well, either way, let's not be visible.
Where's your home?
That way.
Roll me a persuasion check. With advantage. I'm not going to tell you why.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay. So she follows you, holding the axe still, doesn't leave it behind, as you make your way out of the city to head towards Etchings. I would say, yeah, because your dorm is at the Solarium Prime, so yeah, that's definitely the way that you can go if you want to. Let's see, what kind of roll would I want you to make? Roll me a stealth
I was going to say, I'm trying to, you know how, Travis does the dust of disappearance or whatever behind him?
Yes.
I'm trying to do that, but with prestidigitation.
Roll me a stealth check.
Really quiet.
Yeah, I understand.
Just 4.
4? Oh, yeah, not stealthy at all. You definitely hear more whistles that are being heard in the distance, and Shala turns to look at you, and she goes, I don't think we need to hide somewhere in the city tonight.
Okay, where would you like to go?
Are you afraid of the dark?
No.
Then come with me into the wilds.
Okay. Let's go.
As you get outside the bridge...
They never saw me, so...
No, they never saw you. As you get outside the city walls that are still open, definitely to go between the Solarium and the Etchings. She hides her axe enough for y'all to be able to slip out. And you follow her into the darkness.
I'm still using prestidigitation to get rid of the footprints. I don't care if I'm
Onward to another adventure.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Please leave a review anywhere you found us. You can reach out to us on Twitter at Bountiful Bards. We hope to see you again on the civilized road.
And bring bread and cheese.
As the story goes, until then.